Hello, we have working audio tonight. Hooray. Well, that's something. Right off the bat with the lizards. Bring on the lizards. Double lizard. Why not? Why not? Why not? Hi, everybody. All right. We got a lot to do. We've got a lot to do tonight. Doesn't have an OwlQuest reference yet. Yeah, technically not. OwlQuest had its own entire intro, you know. The orc. The orc is decidedly not a Dungeons and Dragons orc. Okay, we were gonna mess with this brick texture. That's what we were gonna do tonight. A whole intro. There was a theme song. All right, so let me see. I'm gonna pull up Photoshop here. Textures, brick. This red brick texture. We're gonna make a new texture out of this. Slowly but surely, once it loads. All right, so we want something white, basically. So we're going to remove saturation. We're going to mess with the curves here. This allows us to kind of get a little bit more, oh man, before I get into it, which is to say, right after I'm talking about how much we have to do tonight. Day is determined to make sure this game does not get done. All right, 10 minutes on the bike. That's what I'm wondering now. Like, surely, probability states that we should be getting that bike. Or, we should have gotten that category already, I would think. But I guess there's no sure thing with probability. I've thought about doing some goofy stuff with, like, logging the random numbers that are rolled for every single one. More lizards. We gotta have the lizards. Well, we're gonna need some peppier music. Let's go next. Hub music. Always a bop. All right, let's pull up levels. So what we can do is pull the white down pretty far, and then push the gray up a bit. Or do we want to invert? Let's see here. Invert. And then let's mess with the levels here. It could be a clock. You don't know. Does look a little bit better that way. Kind of a grimy grout below. Yeah, something like that. I think that might do it. It's not a cloak. It's definitely a cloak. It's not a cloak. It was not a cloak. So how was everyone's Monday? Mine was filled with spreadsheets, but not like the fun kind of spreadsheets. Al had the day off, having a blast. The time of his life. All right, let's see here. So, I'm thinking, all right, so like maybe, we might do a better pipe. It was the Monday. It's cold here too, honestly. All right, so we need like lots of little rails to indicate scale, I guess. And I think a big gear, a really, really big gear right in the middle, like huge. Oh, that was a good guess. Oh, so one thing I'm looking at is hooking up my bot to the API for the ads manager so that the chat bot can actually announce incoming ads. Because I've never bothered to do that before. Because, I mean, I've only recently started using the ads manager to run the ads anyway. Used to be completely random. So using that, I can determine how many seconds until the next scheduled ad, which is handy. Speed, not bleed. Obviously. Okay, what other extra little details are we going to add in here? Like, abstract shapes are fun. How many seconds do we have? I don't know, because I only got the basic, the barest bones setup going. I can run a command to get the number of seconds left. And so my plan is basically to have some kind of loop running, like every, I don't know, maybe I need to check what the limits are on the API, like how often I can hit it before they throttle. But I may run it like every couple minutes or so. Willow, it's the same time every night. I can't be held responsible here. Okay. Learning about OBS. OBS is powerful. Able to do a lot. Okay. So, little rails, which can be just, those don't have to be 3D models, those can be images. Godot. I don't know what you would want to do with that, honestly. Godot is... Ah, gotcha. Learn about it is a different matter altogether. I was worried I was going to have to give the Mount Everest speech that I try to thrust onto unsuspecting YouTube chatters in Germstream. When you learn about hiking, you see someone hiking for the first time, you don't immediately go to climb Everest. And that's a bit of maybe a bad comparison here with like game development, but it's not a great comparison. Input mod that will input your code, and all you have to do is change a few things. What code? Oh. There's a very tricky thing. Oh, well, there you go. there's a very there's a tricky thing in all of computers, which is that words have capital letter meanings. English as a spoken language has its fair share of imprecisions, ambiguities, and that goes for talking about programming as well. What makes it particularly complicated is that some things have specific meanings, and complicating that further is sometimes there's multiple meanings. For instance, Windows. In spoken language, you think of Windows, obviously the first thing you think of is the glass things you look through. However, it is an operating system, but it also refers to the concept of sort of the graphical interface that holds a single running instance of a program. And there are even more things that are called capital W windows in programming. So it's just terrible. So just the word input that you said earlier, alarm bells are ringing. Because that could be talking about, are you talking about like input mapping? Like the actual act of mapping a device button to an action in a program? Or input could refer to the data that is given to a program and then it spits out results. There's so many things. Just here. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? All right, 30 more seconds on the bike. Just work here, man. They did it. Got it early. Well, and that's, of course, perfectly okay not to understand the coding parts. Because there's still, like, the conceptual stuff, the design pieces that go beyond just programming. Things like... I think Al has a particularly excellent grasp of the nature of storytelling. And so when I talk about specific things like, and then there's the thing happens, he's like, oh yeah, of course, you gotta have the thing. It's like, yeah, thank you, Al, you get it. Inciting event, that's what they call it. Al gets the tropes. He knows what I'm going for on the storytelling front, because it's not just like a story is more than just the story. There's a sort of a language around storytelling. I don't hate you for putting me on the bike, but I am quite tired. Yeah, everybody knows you need a thing. Exactly. You gotta have a thing. All right, let's take this sort of white brick and pull that in. To our texture PNGs. Oh. That's true. She doesn't like that she missed the intro though. That's the whole thing. Brick could be triplanar, honestly. It's brick. Is this brick triplanar? It's not, actually. That's weird. But okay. Brick white. Dragged over. I dragged over. White. There we go. Okay, see, that's a problem right there. That tells me I do want triplanar on. And I need to fix that scaling. That's pretty ugly. Unless I soften this a lot somehow. Like that does not look great. It looks too noisy, like white noise. I need it softer. Well, we can't really get away with that from Albedo, can we? What does this do? I don't actually know what this does. No, that's not. I mean, that's cool, but that's not what we want. Bigger bricks. Maybe we could try that. Not that way, other way. I feel like that messes with the scale a little bit, but maybe that's okay. I kind of want it to be like a little bit, just a little bit softer light here. It's too dark. I am gonna change that. I'm gonna change that. Gonna make it extra light. It's just like barely there. Like I guess I could kind of do it with some kind of second pass. If I do like this. That works, and that way I don't have to edit the image any. That's a little bit more what I'm going for. It's like it's barely bricky at all. So this might be okay now. And that makes everything look a lot larger too. By making the bricks smaller. We'll still make them a little bit bigger, I think. But yeah, that's a lot better. Overall, that's a lot more what I'm going for. Slap it on some other things, and then it gets weird because it's... Why is that making it... Why is that weird? Isn't this triplanar? It's gotta be world triplanar. There we go. Okay. That's getting there. Just make it everything. Everything is just white brick all over the place. Just this alabaster fortress. Actually, that's kind of cool. Just a city of white marbly stone of some sort. It can work. It can work. Well, this is kind of the facade of the city. This is the exterior. So everything is allowed to be actually in decent shape. Where does this mesh from? What mesh are you? I don't even know where I got this mesh from. Right, it was mesh 0, the gear 0. Scenes 0, city, gear. There we go. Alright, environment, smokestacks, main structure, gear face, big cylinders. Let's do node 3D, call it roof. Put the smokestacks on the roof, and then put a big gear on the roof as well. All right, and now this is going to be an important piece of it. We need to scale it up big. That might actually work right there. That's pretty cool. Like, you're not going to see it from above. The fact that it's like that might be the way. Alternatively, it can be lower and closer. No, I kind of think I like that better, honestly. These two can come forward a smidgen. Okay, yeah, like that, like that. This does not need to be untextured. This does actually need a texture. But it can just be a polished white gear if we want it to be. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Let's just make a texture. Do we have a... No, all of these are image-based textures. So we're gonna just duplicate this and make it polished white. Okay, so it has no texture. It is just a somewhat metallic, somewhat shimmering texture. Slap it onto there. Maybe even slap it onto these guys here. I don't know. I think it's a fun, like, it's White Palace. It's White Palace Hollow Knight. Emerald City, that's a good idea. That's a good comparison. Can we get by with that on the tubes? I kind of want better tubes, honestly. These tubes are extra wonky, and for their original scale, that works great. But when blown up for this scene, the little goofy imperfections are like a meter long. It's like, okay, hang on, that's a little bit much of a goofy bend. Like down here, it's like with this little detail, it's like, oh, that's fun. It's kind of wiggly and fun, neat and silly. It's like, all right, cool. But then up here, it's like that same amount of bend when you blow it up. It's like, that's a little excessive. So let's work on that a bit. Hey, Hudson. How you doing? How you doing? So last time I just kind of extruded a... Huh. Okay, this is actually pretty easy for what we want to do. Donut. Make a donut. There's our pipe. 24. Shade smooth. Make it thicker. This one right here. Yeah, big honkin' tube. Just doing some homework. Nice, nice, nice. All right, I think that will work. We are going to delete most of this. These and these. These and these. And these. There we go. That's literally it. Do we want to... Yeah, I think we do, actually. 0.2. Edit. Extrude. 0.2. -0.2. Extrude -0.2. Nope. Nope. There we go. All right, that gives us a little bit of extra straight bit, which we can. I'm getting some really fun optical illusion on my eyes here. That's something we can kind of wrap a band around if we need to. I had to trim down like 300 words. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. That means you kind of, you know, had a thing to say. All right, there we go. That is... Oh, and then I guess I need to apply the location. Or do I? No, that's fine. That's fine. Export as a jib. We'll call this quarter pipe. Exporting. Done. Oh, okay. I'm sure there's plenty to say. All right, quarter pipe. Lob that in here. We're gonna actually get rid of these soon. Pull this into big pipes. Look how big it is. Whoa. Slap on this shinier texture onto it. Wow. Wow. All the sources are saying the same stuff now. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's see here. So I think we will put some like banding around it, but those can just be like regular cylinders. Oh, that's pretty good. That looks pretty good. So shiny. Okay, and because we were clever, very clever, we can just add a cylinder to the end. Skibidi. Can I not? Ah, there we go. Mesh instance. Cylinder. Rotate. Kind of thought that would be the right distance. Oh, I guess 0.2 is where we're off by. No, right there. Oh, 0.2 in the opposite direction? Is that where it is? And then right here. That doesn't add up the way I would have thought it should. Very suspicious. Where is the center of this? That's you. Oh, it was because of the rotation, wasn't it? Okay, these guys reset their positions. Okay, bye. Zoop. Perfect. Now we're talking. Heck yeah, that's smooth. Setting up in Blender. I like making modular pieces, mostly because it's easier to just kind of, I guess, prototype things for me. That's, for my personal workflow, that's what works. That's not going to be a universal experience, of course. Part of it is that I am maybe not as skilled in Blender. So it really just comes down to whatever works for your particular workflow. Like, there's a similar thing with just software development in general. Sometimes a particular method might make more sense, even though it's not the most efficient, but because it is more maintainable for the team that's working on it. See, so we can, that's what I'm talking about right there. And then let's give this a little bit more. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Most of the stuff I'm working on now isn't even going to have collision. It's going to be outside of the bounds where the player will be allowed to go. That said, Blender to Godot pipeline is a little bit goofy at times, from what I have experienced. One thing you can do is, like, let's say you're building some. Let's look at this structure right here. This guy right here. Let's say you build this in Blender, this mesh. You have a couple options for collision. One is this is so silly that this is how this works. If the object you're building, if you append the suffix -col, then when you pull it into Godot, it will automatically set it up as a static object, a static body, with a mesh, a collision mesh that matches the model's mesh. Love those lizards. The other options you have is you can instead do -col collision only, and it will create just the collision and not a rendered mesh. So when you have complex shapes, such as something weird like this, actually, this is a better example. This one. When you have a complex shape like this, and you're like, okay, I want this to be a little bridge for the player to walk across. It's like, well, okay, so what I've done is I've recycled the same mesh, which is that's a little bit of a performance that's good for. Well, it's mostly good because I don't have to model the same pipe multiple ways, slightly different. But like, this would be awful to walk across, and so you're not gonna have a collision box that matches the mesh of the pipe. Additionally, when I'm making this pipe, I didn't know that I was later going to use it for a bridge. So what I decided to do is just like, I'll slap a few of these modular pieces together and wrap them with a nice boxy collision box. Overall, that's a little bit simpler for me. Maybe if I was doing like a final pass, and I'm like, all right, we gotta squeeze every bit of performance savings out of this thing, then I'd be doing some fancy stuff and like baking the models all as one single object or one big mesh. But as it is, it's like, this is good enough. So yeah, that's my story. That's what we're doing here. Big pipe. Yes. Big fancy pipe. Okay. I do like this a lot. Okay, so we can actually get rid of this and this. And this last one. We'll replace it with the new fancy pipe. If it works, it works. Exactly. And usually at different phases in the game's life cycle, you're going to have different bottlenecks. Yeah, it really is very PVC, isn't it? I wonder if I should make that texture a little bit rougher. It's like the shininess works pretty well for this one up here, but not sure about this one. Oh, this is the music that's actually going to play in this area. This is the soundtrack for this zone. Costs $400,000 to walk through this city for 12 seconds. It's very, like, kind of unsettling. It's, like, peaceful and majestic, but also a little bit, like, should we be here? I love the... I don't remember what I told Casual, but I gave him, like, a general vibe of, like, I want it to be, like, this awe-inspiring place, but also, like, a little bit uncertain of its disposition. And he nailed it. He nailed it. Let me see if I can find what I want to see if I can find what I told him, so I can show you guys how little I gave him. Let's see here. Okay, there was a little bit of back and forth on it. I mentioned City of Tears as inspiration music, that he should listen to that to get an idea for the vibe. An expansive city once bustling with activity and is now desolate. I gave him a little bit of feedback on swapping a chord to a minor. And then said, I want more thick chords, and gave him some examples. And then he nailed it. Thank you for those lizard parties. Lizard DJ. Now we're talking. I want the sky, even just our placeholder sky, I want it to be more spooky. What can we do? Honestly, very low saturation is not a bad shout here. Let's get like a very light, smoggy color. Heavenly. Maybe a chapter in the sky. No, I don't believe so. This is silly. This shape is silly now that I'm really looking at it. It's like, what is this? What is this? Come on, come on. What is this? We can still make this one work. Make this a unique shape. Cylinder it out a bit. Something like that. That's a bit more. What is it? I don't know. Don't know. Let's extend that down. It'd be cool to have like a nice little like fog effect down here underneath. Not sure if we want a different texture for these or if they're okay. Oh, you know what we could do, though? You know what we could do? Cool. They're a big cylinder. Big cylinder. Some contrast. Yeah, we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do about that. Like, maybe the sky, even. See, already, that's cool. That's fun. That's fun. What if we go? Look, it's a castle. No. I like this, especially if we give it some like little end caps or something. So duplicate this. And then scale out a bit. Just enough to surround everything. I don't like that that does not quite fit onto here. I'm really eyeballing this because it doesn't really matter if it's a little bit off center here. That's cool. Now, should that instead be the polished white texture? Oh, there we go. There it is. There it is. What is it? Doesn't matter. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to try and do here is add lots of little detail like that. Of like just these large, weird, abstract shapes. And then give it a little bit of like carve into it or out of it or something just to make it a little more interesting. So you don't know functionally what any of it does. It's a little bit alien. Industrial air purifier, sure. Actually, maybe what would this look like? Say a little bit smaller? Well, then it disappears into the just a little bit smaller. A little bit more contrast there is fun. Yeah, why not? Why not? Hey, lag, yes. I got the smoothest of tori and some cylinders. So now we have what is basically massive PVC Also, we've swapped out the color scheme of this place to be basically white. And this is the soundtrack that's going to play in this area. So it really gives the vibe. All right. And you know what? Yesterday's gears weren't a waste because we get this one gear. This one gear is pulling a little bit of double duty around, like it's being used here as just some extra just for funsies texture for now. So we're making it count. Okay. I like what we're getting at here. These. All right, these over here. Quarter pipe 3 and 4. Let's get these closer but smaller. Let's make these smaller. I don't know how low they're going to like disappear into the earth, but okay, this is not the song for this area. What's casually used for music? Beatbox. He's been using GarageBand for the soundtrack for this game. It has much more, I guess, convincing instrumentation. So that's been good for from my point of view. I've liked what he's putting out with that. What about... Okay, here's an idea. Here's an idea. Ba 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 ha ba ba ha ba ba ha ba 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 ha ha ba ba. This song is also for the game. This song is for the backroom zone. Like these sort of industrial back areas. The lighting in here kind of sucks still. I'm not satisfied with the color scheme. It doesn't look great. I don't want it to look too oppressive, but it needs to be a little brutalist. I want lots of concrete. The more concrete, the more brutalism it is. All right, so what about this? How would this look? Maybe. That's a good point. Though the vibe I'm getting from this is like the really nice looking cable management. Is this even visible? Now that is a cool grayscale B. Barely. Oh wait, the camera's gonna be facing up from here anyway. But yeah, from here we just barely can see the edge, so we're looking at like right here. So we're gonna let me pull the camera speed down. So it's like we don't want to put anything too far out of the way. But you will see it from a distance as well. That's not a bad idea, Willow. If we do that, we'll probably want to make them cheap. They're going to be cheap cogs. But cogs nonetheless. This could be fun. Something like that. And then a big one. And then a big one. Blah. Just really whomp it out there. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm not fully on board with the current light direction. I don't know. I guess it should... I don't even know if there will be... Okay. According to the original script, which we're loosely following, the first time you get to this zone, it is raining. Like, full-on thunderstorm. And so what I need is for the character to be able to see the kind of the silhouette of this whole building. So they're not going to see a lot of this detail their first pass, but they definitely need to see an identifiable shape of smokestacks and big gear, something that they can see from a distance. Because they're going to see it from this cinematic scene where we pull the camera out. And it's like, wow, look, that's where it is. It's up there. You can get back up there if you go around. Good luck. So yeah, that's the idea. This is now officially called the Big Cylinder. And we're going to make another one. Whap. Wow, it's that easy. What do they do? What are their purpose? Who knows? Oh, that covers up the big smokestack there. Don't want to do that. These can be regular uniform thing going on. Okay, we need this edge stink. This edge stinky. So let's add to this a rectangle. All right, and then are we going polished white on this rectangle for this trim? That looks nice. What would the brick look like? It basically just gives us that shadow and not a lot else. Polished white. I could see it either way. I like the brick. I could even go for a slightly darker version of the brick. We can do that. Oh, I see. Well then, let's just clear this. And just screw with the albedo a bit. Buttresses are fun. We can do that with, similarly, just a big... all right, let's call this upper trim so I don't lose track of what this is. Let's label some things here. Upper trim, that could be just like this. Let's actually just duplicate this guy, I think. And it's a world triplanar. Trim. Buttress. Oh, right. Gotta make this a unique mesh so we can edit it without editing the other one. Let's put it like here-ish. And let's just stretch it. Okay, but, Tris, I want to tilt it slightly, then pull it out. Let's make it wider so that I can get away with that. Let's go a little bit more of a sharp angle or else it's just barely gonna stand out. Can barely tell that it has that slope to it. More, bigger. Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, so this is our main angle, right? Yeah. That's, okay, you can see that. You can definitely see that. And that's, like, super cheap. Okay. I'd have to go here if we want to be symmetrical, which I kind of do. So we're going to move these guys over. Bloop. And bloop. And a bloop. All right, I love it. I love it. It's coming together. We're getting something here. I think this actually needs to do something fun here. I think it needs to do that. Right? Right? See what I mean? See what I mean? That's a thing you can do in architecture. I know these things. Lizards! More. I kind of want those on this a little bit. Like, these are nice. Would it be a bit much? Is that asking too much? Welcome in, Short. That's super doable. All right, we're getting a little bit carried away with that, aren't we? Or are we? Maybe it looks really good and we should want it to be like that. That said, though, what if like this, right? Okay. But then like this? That's fun. Perhaps you're onto something there. That seems like the appropriate number. I wonder if I should. Okay. Surely not the polished white, right? That just straight up looks untextured for those kinds of things. Like, I may want to consider giving just a very, very soft texture. Is dirt texture actually brown because of albedo? No, it's because of the actual texture. I may want to consider giving polished white, like, something. So I tell you what, let's do. Let's open let's open this. Oh, well, thank you very much, Nameless. Appreciate that. So let's take this and desaturate and get this. Let's bump our levels way up here. And then we can just slap colors on it. All right. Save that as marbled. It's a vaguely marble texture, right? The important thing about it is that it's white, which means we can just kind of albedo our way out of any kind of problems we've got. All right, so polished white then is going to use now the marbled texture. There we go. And that just gives it a little something. Just a little something. Doesn't have to be crazy. There we go. Yeah, yeah. There's just a little bit of something there. There's something there that wasn't there before. Oh, look at that. Yeah, yeah. I love it. I love it. Now it's like, okay, this isn't untextured. It has a texture. It's just mostly white. He's not. He's right there. Okay. The gears. It's a good idea to have a fun, repeating gear railing texture. And we are going to do it in Photoshop. Yay! Let's place down. Let's Did I delete it? I might have deleted it. Let's open the recycling bin. Yay! Oh, what? What do you mean? Invalid JPEG marker. Can't give me. Don't give me that. Okay, we're not gonna open that one. Instead, what are we gonna do? We're going to look at a big gear. Or something. Arches over the bridge. Like a wrought iron sort of thing going on. We could make that happen. I could see that happening. There it is. A gear. Okay. We don't have to get it exact yet. Okay. So. I don't think we're going to go interlocking gears. Because we have an even number of teeth. So it's just going to be connected gears. All right. All right. Yep. Alt. About there. All of these songs we're listening to is for the game. Every single one of them. All made by a single man. I believe this one is for the Tower of Trials. All right, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that, is it? Okay, that's doable. Then we merge these. Do that, merge those. Then we open up our settings and make sure we are on bilinear interpolation. Something seems off here. Very odd. It's fine. But let's do that. Yeah, what's going on there? Oh, because it's the magic of Thingy Bopper. That's interesting, though, isn't it? Like, it feels really small on that side. And kind of normal on that side. Why is it so small on that side? They're all pretty equidistant. That feels wrong. It could just be kind of a floating point thing with stuff. All right, let's see here. What do we got? That's workable. All right, just kind of fill in the edges here. Just to make sure we don't have any lingering transparency problems. Okay, that looks fine. And now set it to white. There we go. Gear. It's a gear. Yet again, it's always coming back to gears. Get this fish out of here. Somebody get this fish out of here. All right, so let's try this. Bridge. 100 of something. Gosh, I could really go for 100 of something right now. Railings. Add a sprite 3D. There it is. Except... Okay, so we are going to leave it embedded in the ground. Maybe not completely, but significantly. Then we have to do the region. Enable that. 100 height and 1,000. Yeah, that's how we would get 10 of them. So let's go for 20. Looks about right to me. Next up, we have to set the flag for, yeah, now we've got shadows, as minor as they may be. Let's change modulation to give this a bit more of color. And then also... Nope, not F1, F2. Okay, let's move this right here to be kind of the node that contains the appropriate things so that we can add a mesh instance into it and make it a box. And then make that box real thin and stuff. 0.1 seems fine. I think that looks cool. Oh, what if, hang on. This sprite 3D, this region, change that from Y0 to Y50. Oh, I see. And also change the starting point to 50. That's a cool setup right there. That's a cool pattern. I like it. It is neat to me. All right. I like this a lot. I think this is neat. That looks really good for as little amount of effort. Yeah, inverted gears. Duplicate. Check the transform position. Invert it. Done. Wait, no, don't copy it yet. Don't copy it yet. Add a static body. And add to that static body a collision shape. And then make that a box. Okay. Now we're talking. That looks pretty fancy. I love that. Low effort. And turned out just fine. It's your favorite game, Al. All right. You know what? This would look pretty nice anywhere. Oh. Okay, this is fine. Yeah. I like them being a little bit tall. Okay. Yeah. Camera angle is going to be pointing up when you get here, but still. I love it. So the important thing about this is that this is much cheaper on the number of polygons. The sacred gear. It was Full Throttle Scooting, Al, your favorite. You love Full Throttle Scooting. That's what I'm always telling people. Is that Al loves Full Throttle Scooting. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put this on the roof. I'm going to put one of these bad boys on the roof. I think that will really help. We're going to drop the additional railing at the end. I'm going to enhance the other railing. And the Sprite 3D needs to be a little more spritage. And then the whole thing needs to come back a bit so it nestles appropriately. And then we're just going to center it a bit. What do I see? What am I seeing happening here, huh? That was good. Golden. Yes, Willow. The idea is that the more things your computer has to do, the more time it takes. If it takes too long for it to finish drawing everything on the screen, then your eye, your biology, will start to detect, wait a second, this isn't a single smooth thing moving around. This is just a series of images, one after the other, like some sort of very slow flip book. And that is the concept of lag, or I guess stuttering. And so if we can make it so that the computer can draw the entire screen very quickly, then your eye thinks, your caveman eye thinks it is seeing movement, when in fact it is just seeing blinking lights happening on the monitor, and it perceives that as one continuous movement. It is easily fooled. I'm gonna let this continue all the way across. I'm gonna like quadruple this and give it to the next guy. I don't need the static body on this one up here on the roof. But this, let's go all the way up to 88. Nope, we're going even further beyond. There we go. And then the mesh. Yeah, quadruple it. 280. Nope, to 100. They're looking all right. Maybe we'll add some more weathering to the wall so they stand out a bit. Andesite stairs. You know, the classic. Okay, this is actually really looking okay now. Hilariously. Okay. Far too much of it in Create. But in Above and Beyond, you can completely automate it, so it's fine. Did you ever get to space? Space! I do love me some andesite. Oh, it's the wrong space. The wrong space, Gromit. I think this is coming along quite well. This is looking like something. Like, you don't even know what, but it's something. Is this actually looking like we might be there on this? You haven't started phase 2, okay. Dud. I'm liking the pipes. I'm liking the weird cylindrical things. Can't reduce it any further. Space! The one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space! That does look good. All right. So we need some false fog effect down here. Where is this bridge going, I guess, is an important piece of the puzzle. What is this connecting to? Like, this is just one part of a larger factory. It's the most important part, but, like, back there, that's where you start the game. Like, originally I was thinking a little bit to the left. And it's going to be, like, a bunch of, I don't know, like, almost like building interiors. But they're going to be very purpose-built.
Dad, are you space?
Yes, now we are a family again.
And then you're going to have to wander through a little bit of a one-way jump off of some sort. And through basically what is like city streets. I've got enough. And then you're going to see this from kind of a distance was the original idea. So you got a chance to kind of take it in. Trickle down. I remember, so a lot of people will not remember Shiner Max. Was one of the early people I hung out with on Twitch back in the Mario Maker 2 days. He also set up a bot, but he made it so that there were a limited number of tokens in the economy. Like, you could not just... They did not just generate. It was very funny. I really enjoyed the fact that that happened. He did a Bitcoin. I was like, yeah, yeah. Maybe we build this as an interior space. Like, not covered up from above, but like, this is not one bit of the building. Like, the building continues all around. Why did you think of Larry before Lemmy? That is a very good question. Well, then again, that wouldn't look great on the... I think one of the big things is we need to be able to see the contrast. When we zoom out, we want to be able to see this polished building up above. I guess it can still... We can still do it. Just like the just kind of like over here. Just do something like this, and that's how this continues around. Did I 45 that? Because if so, then I can just do that. Boom. There's our city interior. But I do need... Do I need the trim to continue? I probably should continue the trim. Oh, interesting. Why is it there? And there. Oh no, oh no. Close one, Al. My frogs. So much stealing going on, or would be going on. All right, so then I can just do that, and that, and then this. Just spin it around. All right. Yeah. Super Mario. What could it be? Super Mario Soccer? GQ showed us Mega Man Soccer today. I gotta stay hydrated. You're not wrong. I guess we can have the... We're kind of turning this into the actual city scene. The entire city scene here. Which I'm okay with that, I guess. Okay, so this needs to have you know what? I got an idea for this. CSG cylinder. 8 sides. But rotate that not that much. 20 degrees? 22.5 degrees. Use collision, yes. Make it taller. And then lower it down. This scene is about to get difficult to work with. Just in my experience, when the scenes start to get a little bit larger, actually, no. If we do this, we can have the rail continue on. Oh, I don't understand why you would do such a thing. Oh, if this lines up perfectly, I'm gonna love that. Okay, so I want to position this inside. And then carefully duplicate it. It doesn't quite span, but it probably doesn't need to. Oops. All right. That darkness is really nice. Honestly, I love that. Hey, Slav, welcome in. We're doing pretty good. I'm gonna turn my version of this. I'm gonna turn the volume down here, and then turn the desktop audio back up a bit, because I feel like the music is loud in my ears. I don't know if it's is that good for everybody? I don't know what the balance sounds like. I never know. I never know. All right, this is coming along. We're getting a friggin' scene here. What is the last leg of the stream? Derailment is still allowed. The ground. We're gonna need a oh. What am I hitting here? What's this collision shape doing here? Which one of you lollygaggers is this? It's right there. What factory do you mean? That's a dangerous thing to be requesting. The ultimate derailment. I'm going to veto that one. Offer a man just a little crumb of cocaine, perhaps, not much, just a little sampler platter, a little charcuterie, a little crack charcuterie tray of Factorio. It really is. Just a rail of derailment. Okay. So this is looking like a thing now. This is good. In actuality, it's probably not going to be this big for real. I just thought the octagon would be a fun shape for it. Oh, in reality, perhaps from up above, you see it from the back. Like, for this part here, like, perhaps you see just the back of it here. Exactly. See, that would let this work a lot better. Lizard party, yeah, let's go! Slip. I've already checked, and my my TTS does not do a good slip. What is it? Team Fortress 2 weapons.
Shulp.
Shulp is okay. Different colors like rave lights. Is that doable? It would suck because, again, it can't be dynamically done in the HTML. You basically have to hard code in the hue shift animation for each one. So it's still doable. Because CSS Translate lets you get away with some fun stuff. Let's see here. VS Code. Where's my VS Code shortcut? Twitch alert test. Lizard party. It's like maybe hypothetically you could override lizard class. Well, no, delay does a, so maybe you put it on lizard container 1. So you put it on the crawl animation. You would do like a oh, what is it? Transform? Hello? Hue shift? Is it hue shift? No, it's not apparently. What's the CSS? No, that's not the equalizer. Maker. Taker. Widowmaker. Very interesting weapon design. Isn't it just transform? No, it's not transform. It's like this one of these multi-properties. Because you can do hue shift or sepia color or all these other things. Well, I'm just teaching things. Filter is what it's called. So this lets you do all kinds of crazy things. And you can do hue rotate, 0 degrees to hue rotate 720 degrees. What would that look like? Looks like nothing at all. Nothing at all. Are you guys even doing a hue rotation here? Are you even doing any hue rotation? Crawl is supposed to... You're not crawling very well. Oh, wait. Oh, it's actually hit improper... Oh, it's no spaces. It's no spaces. There we go. What do we think? Rainbow lizard. I think we can, let me see what else you can do in CSS filter, because I think there are, we can like increase the contrast. Let's try that. Let's see what that looks like if we also... Well, that's something. You can do drop shadow. The drop shadow probably wouldn't be good because of the direction we're heading. Saturate is the one. Let's do saturate instead of contrast. Let's see if that gives us a little bit more. Oh, I think we've struck gold. Windows 64. Now those are some rainbow lizards right there. That's the way to do it. Okay. So I just need to go into alert editor. Edit alerts. Channel point redeems, Lizard Party, CSS. I have to zoom out because you can't click the button otherwise. And then update the crawl animation. Save changes. All right. Release the lizards. Bring forth the lizards. Yes! Yes! Oh, I love Bomberman 64, the second attack. And Germdove hates it. All right, now we have rainbow lizards. You're welcome, world. You see, it just goes to show that programming is a useful skill in the world. Never guess letters. It's true. Okay, so what's the deal here? I'm gonna need to figure out how to get you down. How to get you falling down into the tutorial zone. Tutorial zone phase 2. I have no idea. You need a good project. Start you out up high. Let's see. Like, part of why I'm second guessing myself is it's like I present the player with a goal and then immediately yank it away and say, haha, now look at this complication that I've forced upon you. You're all the way over here. I want to make sure that you show up like from a different angle or something. I don't know. It's like, why is the danger just that once? Look at this contrivance over here. But yeah, that's the idea. This is a cool shot though. I want to make sure the player gets to see this. Before they get swept away. Or maybe after. Ooh, title screenshot. Possibly. Bridge goes out. Well, that was in the original script. Is that Cat Incognito and Dabble fall off the bridge due to, like, you know, the infrastructure starting to crumble. Yeah. Thunderstorm is good. I want to make sure that it doesn't happen on the bridge, I think. Because I don't want the player to get to the bridge a second time and be like, well, I'm not going to cross that. I already know that when I cross the bridge, it triggers the falling off thing. So I must need to find an alternate route. Blah, 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 blah. So instead, I want them to see this area, not quite get to it, and then come back up here at a different space where they can see it from a different angle and be like, ah, okay, I know where I am. What if they never see the city except the title screen when they... I'm a little bit attached to parts of the plot, and one of them is, like, it's not a super minor plot point that you wake up in the upper city. Yeah, I think seeing it out of window is very doable, because you are supposed to start in an interior space, and because you're supposed to see Cat through the window silhouetted. So the idea is that when you start the game, it's very dark. Oh, because of the low roughness. That's why. So if I turn off the light entirely, that's what we get. Interesting. Oh yeah, there's a whole plot going on. Yeah, that is likely what's going to be the case. Is that the storm kind of subsides while you are underground, fighting the rats, learning your tutorial battle, and then getting filled in a little bit more from Cat before the two of you team up to come back up here. You have to do exclamation mark guess. You have to actually guess. Or exclamation mark G. So let's see. You're gonna enter the city. It's raining hard. There's a lot of ambience. It's lonely and quiet. A little bit uncertain about what's going on. Fog. Ooh. All right. Lizard party, yeah! Lizard party again, heck yes! Oh, we PlayStation 2 over here.
SHLP 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 SHLP.
I warned you. I warned you. I love lizardness.
Sculpt, 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 sculpt.
Sculpt. Sculpt. So when I do this, the sky isn't actually... I guess at the very top it is, maybe, is the idea. Ah, it's more the ground color, is it?
Shulp, 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 shulp.
There's some serious, like, artifacting on this color. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. We'll have to figure out some way to make this work.
Hey Peter, Celeste_death.
Hey, Peter. I did look at that. I don't know. I was randomly looking at some old clips that I made, and I saw that I saw the origin clip of that, and I was like, oh, Mac accidentally triggered the original. Hey, Peter, Celeste death. Because there's the 2 different TTS options, and just pick the random voice one. So it just appended or prepended, "Hey Peter." That is how it happened. It was completely accidental. It's beautiful. What a moment! What a moment! Changed the course of history. Like lizard parties. I love a good lizard party. Let's keep those lizard parties going. Yeah! And now they're so colorful. It's like confetti. $900 points. I'll buy about a minute and a half a lizard party. Okay, so you're gonna land after this scene in an area like this, but a bit brighter lit, I think. Lizard party keeps going for 2 minutes. So how do we get schlepped on down? Could go through a big pipe. Accidentally. Or something. Lizard! Ugh. But how do you not go back to that spot then? Is it... So just say you can't, just invisible wall you. It's like this is admittedly a bit of a contrivance, but I don't want it to be too much of one. It's like I could. Okay, let's be open-minded here. Say that you do start the game at basically like, all right, here you go. There's the plot. Go get it. And you go get it. And it's like, okay, hello. I'm your quest giver, and you have to go get the MacGuffins. Good luck. Bye. And then you just disappear into the underground, and then you meet Kat. I hate that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I hate that. I think that moves things too quickly. And it's too wordy to begin with. I want you to start the game with more actual playing and less plot dump. So lightning strike, leave door, walk, and then I think it's gonna be... Oh, what if you get stolen by Kat initially? Like, hey, valuable robot, yoink. Like, in the original script, the idea was Kat makes some comments about, like, hey, you must be worth a lot. Sorry, that's rude. Let me start over. Cat finds and fixes Dabble? No, definitely not. Definitely not. That goes against some kind of lower level bricks of the pyramid of the plot. Let's see here. Cat saves Dabble from rats. No, it's the other way around. Dabble saves Cat from some rats. Which kind of forces her to begrudgingly assist for a little bit until she more willingly assists later. Okay, so let's see. This idea about Cat like actually straight up stealing Dabble. That it's a little weirder. It's definitely a little bit weirder. It No, I don't think that's how we do this. Indirectly turns him on. Possibly that could sort of happen. Really need to figure out, how do we get down? How do we wind up getting down? Crumbling infrastructure is an idea. A lightning strike could do something. Steal something, possibly. Possibly. Like, there shouldn't really be anybody up here. That's the general idea, at least. Cat is only up here to grab some things and flee. That should be the outlier. If there's another person up here, that gets even weirder. More robots. More! Okay, here's a goofy one. We've got all of the gear-based ways that you can interact with the world, right? Like all the various gear-shaped things that you plug Dabble into. He spins his gear, and it creates some kind of change in the world. That's fun. It's a good mechanic. What if this bridge is operated by a gear, but Cat steals it? What does that do? What does that do? It's like, okay, there's a gear that extends and retracts the bridge. The bridge is currently retracted, so you can't get here without Cat. I mean, maybe it is that, like, it's a chase her down. But then as a single player with no player voice accompanying you, I'm not going to have narration tell you, hey, you need the thing she just stole. That might be doable. Yeah, and I think initially there will be, at least from a mechanical standpoint, in the form of like tutorial text, but it's going to be very floaty, ethereal, like very simple, like press A to jump, move with the stick, press A to open the door. And then kind of a gentle guide, like you're going that way. That's the way to go. Could let you pass by the bridge where the gear is already gone. Yeah, could do it something like that. Right. The idea is everything up until you get access to Cat is going to be extremely non-verbal. Dabble is a silent protagonist until he gets a partner to do all the talking for him. That's to me, I feel like an important piece of it. So anything outside of that where I have to explain to players, you need to do this, all of that needs to be as little as possible. But I feel like this is looking pretty good overall. It's just this one little scene, but it's like, yeah, that's what I wanted. I need to figure out how to do a good sky for this, for both the day version and the night version. Perhaps something like that. Okay. The idea earlier about a third party that is also up here causing mischief. Okay. This doorway is closed. Doorway is closed. Cat is standing in front of it, trying to figure out how to get inside. There is the gear that extends the bridge. You walk out onto the bridge and to talk to Cat. That triggers a shortcut scene where she is surprised. She's like, oh, hey, you're one of the... And then you're cut off by third party. Camera pulls out, one of the rats is stealing stealing the gear or something from here. Russell, clink, run away, he, holding it over his tiny head. Bridge, uh-oh, and then blackout and fade in, woozy animation transition. and then trigger tutorial zone 2 down below. I think that works because now you know about the rats. Yeah, so Dabble is going in here because he knows that he's supposed to. The player may not be in the know on that. And I think it's okay to have a little bit of separation here. I think that's fun sometimes. A little bit of like the player knows something, or the main character knows something that the player doesn't. Cat is like, there's something valuable in there, but I don't know what. But I'm interested in getting inside. And now she has a reason for coming back up. And we can do the silent protagonist partner one-sided conversation where she's getting the vibes of what Dabble wants, even though canonically he's not saying anything. After you beat the rats and save her, she joins the party officially and she's like, "Oh, you wanted to see what was behind that door too, huh? Well, I do know a way back up there, and I kind of do too, for reasons. I tell you what, if we follow this path, we can. There's a path through drain pipe that leads back up there, and then you guys join up, and then now you're going up there. She doesn't really know the weight of things. She doesn't have to. That's kind of the point, is that she doesn't. Very, very begrudgingly on an adventure after that. Once it is no longer about, hey, lots of money. Yeah, that's Tutorial Zone 2, which is underground, is going to be your tutorial zone for learning how to use the gears properly. Tutorial Zone 1 up here is just basic controls. Movement, jump, open doors. I may not even let you spin your gear at first. When you get down below, then you learn the main mechanic of the game of spinning gears. And so Kat will very loudly, non-silent protagonist her way into telling you, hey, give me a hand over here. Looks like you might be able to spin this gear. Try pressing the B button. And then that will open the first gate. And then you guys go through like some very, very easy puzzles with a few little tutorial fights. Maybe not a tutorial fight in this zone. Maybe it's just like a couple of gears and then you're into town. And that gives you the opportunity to save and actually start stocking up on equipment if you need to. Because some players actually spend their money in RPGs. And we have to account for that. Okay, I think that is the idea. I think we've got our contrivance. Is that Kat is here pondering the door. Maybe a golden door? Maybe, yeah, not gear. The gears outside must not be golden. Only the inside gears will be golden. And they will be a particular flavor of golden, and there won't actually be any when you start, except for maybe one. I need to make a shader for the golden gears eventually, because it's going to be there's going to be kind of a rainbow effect to them. It's one of these cases where I know exactly what it looks like in my head. Like, there's a lot of parts of this game that I can very clearly see exactly what it is, how it works. Some things are more vibes. But yeah, that's the idea. I think this looks all right. What if, Al? What if? I'm not gonna spoil a game before, before it's even out. It was a lizard all along.
Hey, listen.
Great, cool. All right. I don't know if I'm going to make much progress on this throughout the week off stream or not. What is the next concrete step here? Like,
My block!
don't you want an annoying little guy? I'm sure there will be some annoying little guys. Small creatures of various types in this game. Okay, I think one thing we need to do is make the enemies for the tutorial fight a firefly. A firefly joins your quest at the beginning of chapter 1 and gets eaten by the very first frog you meet. We're not going to be that subversive. I think we're going to be a little on the nose with a lot of the standard tropes. We're gonna play a lot of it straight, because that's a lot of the reason for this game. Is that I like those things. I think they're fun. Like I love subversion and like, whoa, didn't see that coming. But I really like just the straightforward nature of some of these old RPG plots. It's like, yeah, gotta save the world because that's what the hero does. None of this like, oh, but actually you need to destroy the world. That's the good ending. Like, no. And then I'm gonna go to the minigame casino and win a prize. Okay. To-do list. To-do list. We need the rat enemies. They're going to be very weak. There needs to be... They're basically going to be piggles, but with very easy attack tells, I guess. Like, very, very heavily telegraphed attack timing. 2 HP, and there'll be 2 of them to start with, and that'll be your tutorial battle. Or maybe it should just be 1 of them? I don't know. We'll see. No! Insert disc 2. That's what you get after that. Alright. So, Wednesday probably will be rat enemies. Do we work on the charging zone thing? It's a 4 discs game, exactly. Each disc sold separately. Can you imagine? Paper Robot, Chapter 1. Let's see. Make rat enemies. Rat enemies will be important. I was about to say I never played Final Fantasy VII, but I did end up playing it. One of my roommates had it on PC. So I played the PC version from actual discs. But I don't think I got all the way through it. It just kind of kept going. Hobbling along. And I didn't really feel invested in the plot. Not like I did with Final Fantasy 4 and 6. Those are some good Final Fantasies. Rat enemies, maybe charging dock for the tutorial 1. The area you crash into is going to be basically one room away from Drain Pipe. So we're basically going to just plop you right in. Yeah, it's a good trope. All right, so that will be for next time. Now then, all that to say, is anybody online? Oh, D's doing some Pantheon 5 runs. That is pretty much it. Let's do that. Let's go see D. Hey, look, it's Grim. Everyone loves Grim. Yeah, suddenly just throw that in. Yeah, why not? Oh, and skyboxes would be good to look into. Cool skyboxes and how to do them. You do! You take a ship to the moon. It can do that now. Don't worry about it. It did. It did. It really just kind of started throwing things out there. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here and all your great suggestions. I think this turned out looking pretty cool for what it is. We'll do some fun stuff next time. For now, we're going to go hang out with D for a little bit. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. Take care. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.